What?
You sure you don't want to hop on?
Hop on. Do you want to hop on?
Oh no!
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. What is happening?
There they are. Up in the hot air balloon. Hard, like hold it firmly. Holy crap, there's the water park. Holy crap.
Yeah, definitely not something that Isaac and Mommy would do. Okay, we are in a hot air balloon and it's really high and I feel like I'm gonna lose my phone, so hold very carefully. Hanging out and a hot air balloon just landed in Pamukkale, Turkey. Okay, goes out. Okay, well, we just got done on a hot air balloon now.
1, 2, 3. Hey, 5 million.
We just got done hot air ballooning and we died. So.
Tell me about it, Eva.
Okay, so it was so awesome. You know, it was so amazing. It was like flying, and now I wanna consider doing.
We're talking about taking her to go to
Paragliding?
Paragliding.
Oh, crazy.
And I was all about paragliding, but after the hot air balloon, I'm like, I don't know. So it was like, you know, pretty much the whole time, kind of like you're a little freaked out. At least I was. Eva was kind of like, oh yeah, it's fine, you know. And I'm just a little okay, and you know, holding the camera. And then I finally gave the camera to her, and it was like, okay, it was a little more relaxing. You did. Glad you did it.
Are you glad you did it?
Yeah, I'm glad I did it.
I'm glad I did it.
But I'm really glad you guys didn't, because if I was like that, and you know, like, oh man, this is like freaky, and then you didn't want people kind of moving. When you're there, you're kind of flying, and there's nothing, you know, kind of holding you.
I've always wanted to fly, and paragliding would be so amazing.
Freezing cold and probably some nerves. Just gotta jump off a mountain. Float off of a mountain.
You're good, girl. There she goes. Holy cow, she was really afraid there for a minute, but can hear her screaming. I think it's like woohoos.
Yeah, it was a little like, whoa, this is so cool, but oh yeah, she's like,
yeah.
Yes, hello. Yes, so cold, huh? Yeah. Hey, Christmas! Yes, video. Landing time, okay?
Landing time? Never gonna walk.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, stand up. Yes, walk.
Walking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, do you like it?
Yes.
Oh my God,
That was so amazing.
Yes, give him 5, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's okay, bye-bye, thank you so much.
So I know the lighting is really terrible, but we were walking home from dinner and we walked home a different way than we walked there. And there's this upside down house with an upside down car, an upside down table.
And chairs and a little light. And a porch.
So maybe if we're walking by here again, like during the daytime, I'll get it in better lighting, but
it's an upside down house.
I at least wanted to get this.
What the heck?
Where are we right now?
Upside down house. Look at, he's upside down house.
Upside down house. This is somebody's house. Come on.
Look,
We're gonna go in.
Look,
The car.
Yeah, the
Car's sticking to the ceiling. We just got to Bergama and had some lunch, and we have, I don't know, another 20 minutes or so until we can check into our place. So we're just kind of walking around. Okay, so yeah, this is how close we are to this street. Like, yeah, it took us down this crazy street. We weren't sure if we could even make it, but then a guy walking was like, yeah, go, it's okay. And so we're trying to make it down this ridiculously tight street. This is the place that we're staying in. It's like a residential house that they just rent rooms out of, and so we're renting 2 rooms from them. We're right next to this cute little kind of hangout area. Cute little area. Right, these roads in Bergama are insane.
Okay, that was definitely the craziest street I've ever driven on in the world. And this is Bergama, whatever, Turkey.
Turkey, yeah. The streets
it was
here.
Almost straight up. You're peeling out, just trying to go up. Like you're just trying to get enough grip to go up. That's how straight up it was. And then you got the narrow roads where you have to, put your mirrors in so that you don't hit the sides of both sides. And
Yeah.
long too, not just one little section. That's crazy.
The streets here are ridiculous.
There's only one.
Took us a little while, but we figured out how to get to the Acropolis here in Bergama, or the old name for it is Pergamum. We put it in Google Maps, and we were going along and the road was closed off, and a guy up there said, nope, can't go this way, gotta turn around. So we turned around and we went down to where this cable car is, and we were trying to ask them, and they said you can take the cable car up, but that was going to cost us like $26. Eventually we just said, okay, we'll see if we can figure it out, and we found a road. He said, oh, the road is really hard to, drive up, but we found the road and it was actually really easy to drive up. So we are here now and we're going to check it out. So here is a model of what it would have looked like in its prime. You've got the big theater, and then I don't know what all the buildings are. We're gonna have to go find out.
Sometimes like they'd have little hidden tunnels. So let's say if you have a tunnel, you dug it way out over there or something. So they're surrounding the city and you could still bring in supplies through this little hidden tunnel.
Sanctuary of Athena.
That might fall.
Oh, buddy.
Ooh.
I can touch it. Wow. Right on the edge. This looked like it was gonna fall over the mountain.
Oh yeah, it's the same side as well.
Now this is marvelous. Going down through here.
We're gonna go check out the Red Hall.
Because of the bricks.
Yeah, it is called the Red Hall because
It's a red.
it's red. When this was built, it was the largest complex of buildings in the ancient city of Pergamum.
The statue, basically the non-gray parts
Yeah,
and the upper body are
original.
So the legs are rich, which is amazing. What 2,000 years old or so?
The rest of it has been restored. This is supposed to be the
That's over here.
oldest
I think oldest,
like Byzantine structure from the Roman Empire or something like that. This is just right in the middle of modern day Bergama. We are heading to the I don't really know how to pronounce it, Asklepieion now in Bergama, which is supposedly the oldest healing center. Like hospital, kind of, but just really old. And supposedly there were healing waters here. This is where all the famous doctors did their healing.
Hello!
Hi.
Echo. Echo. Echo.
I was about to throw a rock down here to like, see where this goes. And then like, oh, imagine like, hey, look at this. Ah! Someone threw a rock at me.
We got to Bersa yesterday late afternoon, and we just kind of got settled in and stayed in for the night. We're kind of looking at things to do here, but we are kind of burnt out on all of the touristy stuff, so I think we're going to spend the next couple days just kind of enjoying the city, not really doing any of the big touristy stuff. We had looked into doing the cable car. It's the longest cable car in the world that goes up the mountain, but it's crazy expensive for tourists. It is our last night here in Bursa. We are heading out tomorrow morning to go to Istanbul to fly to Croatia. And so we went tonight to the hospital to get COVID tests and had been told several times, no, you can just go whenever, and you know, you'll get the results within like 8 hours or so. And so we go to the hospital. The guy takes all our information and stuff. He's like, okay, come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the results. And we went, what? And we're like, you can't just email the results? Nope. He's like, so you'll have to get your test in Istanbul. So now we have to be at the airport 6 hours early to get our COVID tests, and then we'll get to hang out at the airport for 6 hours until our flight.
Put your mask down when you're talking to
I am so glad we're in this.
Hey, what just happened?
I just got the best dress in the history of I've ever gotten, because I've never gotten a fancy dress before. I just got a fancy dress at the She, and it was awesome.
So we went into this dress store, and Eva tried on a couple dresses and decided to get one, huh? And they're even altering it because it was too long. And yeah, they're having it done in like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Crazy.
And no extra money for altering it.
Yeah, crazy.
And so obviously, you know, dresses are expensive in the US, they're really expensive. So this was a really, really nice fancy dress. I think it was $54, so
Really
still a lot for a dress. I don't buy a lot of dresses. That was a lot, but compared to what I would have to pay for in the US.
Yeah.
We wouldn't get a fancy dress living in the US. So we thought, we're in Turkey, might as well get a fancy dress.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it back on.
You said it made you feel like Cinderella?
It looked like Cinderella. It was this pretty blue dress. It just went, it was awesome.
It's to the right. Okay, we are going to pick up Eva's dress. Let's see. We have it ready yet. It'll be a quick turnaround, but yeah, we already picked.
Okay.
Oh, it's ready?
I'm so excited to put this on. Oh, I got a fancy bag.
Now you have to have heels because it's so high.
Go away. I was singing.
Ha
Hi.
Hi. Are you super excited to try on your dress?
Yes, look, we just arrived.
Now that
The
it has
chic
been...
fanciness. Look at how beautiful this is. They even have a zipper. Wow.
So hopefully it'll work. They, you know, hemmed it so that it wasn't so long.
And it took like 2 hours.
Yeah, so hopefully they did a decent job. Who knows? We'll see.
No lucky.
All right. Here she comes.
I'm coming. 1 second, my skirt is like really long. Still kind of long.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
I think that's fine.
So
cool though. Look at her.
Because it's too long, buddy. That's
You
why.
can't walk. Yeah, it's like but still, it'll be fine. High heels.
Yeah, even with high heels, it's too long. Okay, we are currently at the Istanbul airport. We got here super early so that we would have time to get our COVID tests because we couldn't find any accurate information online about the testing, so we weren't sure how long we were going to need. But we got here and got the test, and they said it would take 1.5 hours to get our results back. So we did not need to get here this early, but better safe than sorry. We thought we would just talk about Turkey. Some of the
Good things and the bad things.
yeah, pros and cons. Well, there's not a lot of negatives. I mean, we've really enjoyed Turkey. Yeah, I mean, it is mostly pros.
Yeah.
So, like, even though the food here is great, there's not a lot of variety.
Yeah.
So you end up eating pretty much the same thing most of the time.
Like doner kebab.
Which we enjoy, so it's not a bad thing, but the kids, the kids, it's a little harder for.
Air pollution was kind of an issue. I mean, like, you could just, it was hard to see things. Kind of in connection with air pollution is, I think every single person in Turkey smokes.
There's tons of smokers here.
It's just, you don't go anywhere where you're not bombarded with the smoke smell. So, tourist traps, just like anywhere else in the world. This is, wherever you go where there's a tourist, destination, then you've got people just constantly hounding you. You're walking by, and then, trying to get you into their shop. But what they do here specifically is they always ask, oh, where are you from? Where are you from? You tell them where you're from, and then, and they try to say, oh, I'm from this one, and then it just is, they're basically just trying to get you in to do whatever. So it's annoying because you think you're trying to be nice, and you think they're trying to be nice, and they're not trying to be nice. They're trying to get you into their shop.
The number one was Pamukkale. When we were there, if you walked down the main street there, where there's a bunch of restaurants and cafes and stuff, I mean, just
everybody.
Constant.
And everybody, you're just walking by on a bike, goes, hey, where are you from? Where are you from? Like, oh, and you're, they're selling something, and you go, well, I'm from there. Oh, where? What part? It's always the same story.
Yeah.
So,
I've been there, or I spent some time. And they're come look at my menu. Come look. We were one of the few tourists there.
Yeah.
So then everyone was like, tourists, And then the other place, which is also kind of a known touristy place, was Bodrum. That happened some.
When we did the touristy places in Istanbul, the spice market, or the largest market kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was
Grand Bazaar.
You couldn't even slow down because you were just, it was like a pack of hyenas coming and surrounding you. Oh, where do you go to? Like, no, I just want to get out of here. I just want to go. I don't even want to look. Like, the kids are like, look at that. No, don't look at it.
You can't even look at anything.
No, you're going to get it bombarded.
Because, And
that's fine for some people. I just don't like that.
We don't enjoy it.
We don't enjoy it, so we just don't go to those places.
We try to typically avoid the tourist places. Yeah. One last thing for the cons is, while the roads, like driving from city to city, like the highway type roads, are really nice.
Really nice.
The streets inside cities are super narrow, like to the point of where it's like you're barely squeezing by.
Not like you think what we're describing is like, oh yeah, it's kind of narrow. No. We have to fold in the mirrors, and it's not just one section. Sometimes you're going for, a block where if you just go off, like, you're 6 inches on each side. And because of, sometimes it's an angle, like you will hit, you might hit part of your car. We're like, a motorcycle can motorcycle can go up that, but it's still a little tight for a motorcycle. We're like, oh, we're going down a sidewalk. And this guy's like, oh no, you can come. No, it's fine. And then we're like, are you kidding me? And that was throughout the whole city. That was
Bergama.
Yeah, Bergama.
With that was by far the worst streets we've ever seen in any part of the world that we've been in.
By far. Turkey, we love Turkey. It was one of our favorite countries that we've been to.
Yeah.
So, number one thing about Turkey that we absolutely love is the prices. It is amazing, especially if you're a U.S. citizen or something like that.
But it's,
if you're coming,
like, amazing. We were like continually like amazed at prices the entire trip.
Yeah. When you go to a really touristy place, then you're looking at close to American prices. So those are like, wow, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like we had Chinese food and it was like $26 for 3 of us to eat.
I don't remember.
And that was like, okay, this is by far the most expensive we've done. So to stay in a really nice place, this is one of the nicest places we've been, in the middle, heart of the city. And this is way more expensive than we paid anywhere else. And it's equivalent of what per night?
$87 or something per night. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath
apartment.
Really nice place.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about Turkey is that everyone here is so nice. Yeah. Everyone is very hospitable. Like you go in anywhere, they're like, "Oh, you want some tea?" Like
it's just
everywhere.
Hospitality.
Yeah.
So another thing, we haven't cooked a single meal, haven't gotten any food. We go out to eat every meal. Because it's so cheap. Walkable, like it was very walkable in like Istanbul where we were at, and some places it may not be like that, but you walk out and there's probably 30 places in a block or 2 radius that you could eat. It's unbelievable. Just like it's like almost every other place has a place to eat. So you just walk around this whole thing and you go, oh, I got this, got this, got this. There's tons of places. I loved it.
We haven't really used a lot of public transportation here, so I'm not sure how that is.
I don't think we used it at all.
I don't know if have we done any taxis or anything. I think
we did in Istanbul.
In Istanbul, we did a taxi, which those are a little tricky because they will try to kind of scam you a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of the taxi drivers.
Yeah, I think what you're supposed to do is make them use the.
You want to make sure that they
meter.
turn their meter on. So when you get in, you have to say, use the meter, because they might just not use the meter, and then at the end they'll tell you, oh, it's this much, and you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. Okay, communication here. It's most times, there are times when they say no English, like there's no English, but most places you go, they can communicate enough that you can get your point across enough fairly well. Like we were in Mexico and knew a decent amount of Spanish, and we can communicate here way better. Definitely would not recommend Bergama to tourists who aren't willing to be very adventurous on the road. And there wasn't very much. The Acropolis was pretty cool on the top of the mountain.
But there's plenty of other amazing ruins anywhere else. The ruins weren't that cool. Yeah. I mean, weren't any more amazing than any other ruins. Yeah. Except that they were like right at the top of this hill. Mountain basically top. That part was cool, but...
Okay, the last thing on our list is ruins.
Yeah.
The ruins in Turkey will ruin you for all other ruins in the world. The amount of ruins here and the scale and the...
Amazing.
The awesomeness of these ruins.
Yeah.
Especially Ephesus. Like that's the one, if you might want to do Ephesus last because you're ruined for ruins in Turkey at least after that. Because you can see normal ruins and go, wow, this is amazing. This is 2,000 years old. And it's part of this or a huge stadium that's 2,000 years old. Well, until you've been to Ephesus, then you kind of go, this only holds 3,500 people and it's 2,000 years old? Yeah, who cares? It's just like that's how you kind of feel, even though it is amazing. But Ephesus, it's like all marble for most of the whole city, and they've only uncovered 20% of it. And it takes like 2 hours to walk through. You still don't necessarily see all of it in 2 hours, but it is crazy. Turkey's a great place. Didn't really think much about Turkey before. We were thinking other countries we wanted to go to, and we're like, I guess Turkey. I don't know. Didn't know much about it. Yeah. My mom had been here, and she was like, oh, this is great. And we're like, okay, hear more stuff about things. And so part of it, I think expectations is really important when you're going on these trips to go not think this is the coolest, best, amazing thing.
But we ended up loving it.
Yeah, it was really cool. Turkey,
do it.
Yeah, pretty sweet.